Hello, my name is Tessa McBurney, and I'm the Atlantic Bat Conservation Project Technician with the Canadian Wildlife Health Cooperative Atlantic Region. And today we're going to go over how you can explore your data on the NABat website. So I'm on nabatmonitoring.org, and you can log in using the Partner Portal button, and then select Login, and then log in with ScienceBase. Go to your projects page and select the project for which you want to have a look at the data. Okay, so now on the details page under that project, you can select the Explore Project Data button at the right. And that brings you to this page. So first you need to select what kind of survey you want to look at. So your options are stationary point survey, mobile transect, maternity count, or hibernaculum count. So likely you would be mainly using stationary point or mobile transect. So right now I've selected stationary point. So you can see our 4 stationary sites show up on the map to the left. And then you can choose what variables you want to look at. So right now I'm on survey effort by week. If I show the chart legend, if I check this box here, it indicates now that the blue is from 2014 and the red is for the data from 2020. So this is the breakdown of survey effort per week. If you wanted to look at frequency by species, that's another option. So again, showing the chart legend. This indicates the frequency of species recorded in 2014 and 2020, which are the 2 surveys we have data for on the NABat website currently. And this would be using the auto ID, not the manual ID. So right now we're looking at this in chart format. You can also look at the data using a table. So here it's telling you the count of each species code or each species by year. I'm just going to go back to the chart version. You can also look at frequency by date. So this is looking at frequency of species recorded, which you can see here by date, but for these data, we just have 2014 and 2020. So it's a little bit difficult to interpret that graph. And you can also select frequency by covariate. And you can choose your covariate from the dropdown. So let's go back to frequency by species. So these data are for all 4 stationary sites. If we want to look at the data for a specific location, you go to Show Survey Locations at the bottom of the page. And now we have our 4 different stationary survey sites. And then select the blue hyperlink for the site that you want to look at specifically. So I'm selecting our farm site. And now the data that appears in the table is for that specific site. Sorry, that appears in the chart here, not the table. The chart is for that specific site. And you can see in the map zooms into that survey location. So some options here, we can export our NABat data, which can be useful for reporting purposes. You can also download the data as an image or a CSV. So if we open that image file, you can see that it downloads the graph for us, which can be useful, again, to look at, especially for reporting purposes, if you want to include a graph in a report or something like that. So that can be useful. So there are different ways you can export those data. If you have a survey location selected and you want to reset and look at other survey data, you can select the gray reset button at the top. And that just resets everything you're looking at. So you're back at the beginning, looking at all of the stationary point survey data. So we can also look at our mobile transect data by selecting mobile transect at the top. And now you can see our transect, the route that we've drawn appears on the map. And again, right now we're looking at frequency by species and comparing 2017 and 2020. If you have more than one mobile transect, all of the data will be included here. So if you want to pick a specific transect, you would, if this is not already open, you'd select show survey locations and then select the transect that you want to look at specifically. And then you can see that the map then zooms into that transect and highlights the audio files that were recorded and where they were recorded on that transect. So that's a useful map as well. So, and you can further explore the website to see how you can play with this a little more. You have some variables here that you can play with as well. Like the species, you can filter certain species out. You can select the classifier you want to use. So right now, I'm allowing all of our software versions to be displayed. I'm on auto ID. So let's try nightly vetted to see if that switches to our manual ID. Great, and now we can actually see our manual identifications, which might actually be more useful for reporting purposes. I'm just going to reset. And let's try going back to nightly vetted again. There. And now we can actually download a graph of our manual IDs that would already be created for us with all of the years, all of the stationary point surveys that we have uploaded to the website. So date and time allows you to filter by year. Perhaps you just want graphs from a particular year, and also it allows you to filter by month. So you can play with those filters and those settings to create graphs or tables that work for you that you can then export from the website. So then not only will NABat include your data in their different calculations of bat populations and species presence absence across North America, but the website can also be a valuable tool for yourself and just a way to create different graphs and images of your data in a simple way. So it provides multiple ways for you to actually look at and explore your data. So it can be useful for that as well. I hope that was helpful.